Hello, everyone over there. This video offers you an in-depth analysis of Kiwi dollar, which is New Zealand US dollar, so Kiwi dollar. So we are going to have more of a practical section to walk through the data that we have, the chart that we have, and how to practically dissect this chart and come up with information that we can use to trade. Now, as I'm trying to explain and teach you here, this chart is going to help you on how to break down from the monthly time frame to the lower time frame. The aim is for you to know the direction of the trade, the eventual direction, the immediate direction, the intermediate, and the long-term direction. So, and you can now decide what sort of traders you want to be, knowing what the long-term direction is, what the intermediate direction is, and what the immediate direction is. The aim is to profit. So far, this is where we are at this session so far. This is the small session we are trading currently. The data in front of me, again, when you want to do analysis, you should try to also look for broker that will capture more data for you to be able to do your analysis. Now, this is New Zealand dollar. If New Zealand, gains strength, that means it's going to buy. If the US dollar gains strength, it's going to sell. So this thing has been in a downtrend, which means that New Zealand has been so weak against dollar. And that's why we've been seeing that it's been going downtrend. But that information of downtrend is not just enough for you to think that what price is doing is to sell. If you jump into this market and begin to sell, you're going to lose your money. So, because you will be saying sell, sell, and even from here down, sell, even from here down, sell. So you think it's selling. So we have to understand the chart and what is, evolving in front of us. Now, this broker has captured data from 1971 till date. We are talking of about over 50 years data, or close, yes, over 50 years data. Yes, over 50 years data is captured here. If you look at other brokers, let's see this broker, Ohanda. You can see that this is incomplete and how you are able to make up this. So this is giving you an impression that this thing has been in an uptrend. This is an uptrend, or more or less is giving an impression of a floppy market. How do you want to interpret this? But the data is captured from 2002 till date. 2002 is millennium till date. The information that the other broker gave us from 1971, of course, we cannot see. That's this Ohanda. That's the platform I use to trade, actually. But again, you have to look at other broker to decide what you want to do. So if you look at this broker, for instance, let's see what we have, the data we have. It's even more contracted from 2006. So we saw one broker giving us information from 1971. The other one gave us from 2002. This is giving us from 2006. But from the date which they are captured, it will read the same. It's the same chart. But that you are not able to have information, a full data information, you are likely going to read this chart wrongly. So let me go back to the one that captured it more for us, which is FXCM. Now, so what do we have in front of us here, and how do we go about breaking this down? We have to forget about what happened here, because what happened before 1971, February 1971, is not really captured more than this. Is it that this one has been coming from down to this point? We don't know, but we are going to work with this information that we have. What information do we have and how do we progress? You should know your wave format in the larger cycle, in the grand cycle, or the super cycle, and till you come down to the lower time frame. In an impulse, which is a motive wave, it travels in 5 waves, we know that. And thereafter, we'll say correction. That is what we know. Now, looking at this information, what we know, this looks like a wave 1 and a wave 2 to this point. And it begins to travel down to give us this is a completion here, a correction, and another wave travel to the downside. This looks more like a wave 3 down to this point. So probably we see a wave 1, a wave 2, then a wave 3 here. Now, after wave 3, we may look at this as a correction, the first correction of a wave 4, which may mean that this is an A of a wave 4, a B of a wave 4, and a C of a wave 4. So, and this may be a wave 5. Why would I say this is a wave 5? Again, this gave an impression because it broke lower here. It broke the low of this wave 3. It could have probably got truncated or anything, but this is another complete wave of 5 waves to the downside. A 1, 2, 3, 4, a 3, 4, and a 5 waves to finish up this wave down here. So for me, this is a 1, 2, a 3, a 4, and a 5. Then after we do a 5 wave to the downside, which is a complete wave to the downside, what do we expect? We expect an ABC correction. That is how to look at it. We expect an ABC correction. So the first ABC correction, because it has to agree, you have to go by the rule at all times. When you look at the chart, what am I seeing? Am I seeing a trend here? Am I seeing correction here? So you use your trend as the first thing to break down the order. So now the trend is completed here. Now this to me is a 1, 2, 3 of a correction, which is A here. We have a B wave here, and for me, this is a C wave here. So, which means after this move, A, B, C is a correction to this, a shallow correction. Then after that, we saw this move to the downside. And this move to the downside looks as if it's going in an impulse. When you see a wave travel like this is an impulse to me. It travels down in an impulse. Because it's an impulse, it's the first impulsive wave. Then after that, we had another A, B, and a C correction. That is what I can see here. So if I see this as the first impulse, the A, B, and a C. So this one in the middle can now be a B. So if this one is now from here down, will be the lower limit of the A, this will be the upper limit of a B wave. Since the direction of the wave of the trade is downtrend, that we expect at some point in time that this will break low again. So the New Zealand dollar will still break low. But is it that what is happening now? Now, how do we develop a motive wave? When you see the first wave of 1, which are traveled down in a 5-wave structure, and you see a correction of A, B, and a C. This also went up in an impulsive manner as a C, which is correct for a C, as a 5-way to the upside here. Now, the resistance here and the support here capture the story from here down here. So this B wave will form the lower limit of what you would term as 1 here, or A. And the upper, either of the one, either of these two, is either A that travels higher, or is B, or C that goes higher, will now form the upper limit of the B wave. That is how to read it. So we can now say this is an A B wave, and for us to have a C wave to the downside with an extension of 100, 127, 123, or 161.8. And if it becomes impulsive, it means that it's going to go outside 161.8 extension to the downside. Now, we are building the first impulse after this A, B, C correction. This is the first impulse and has broken low here. And after this correction of A, this one also broke low here, telling me that the direction is here for now. Then we add a C to the downside. It means that for what we know, we should know that A, B, C had completed a wave B or a wave 2 in the making. So which means that we don't expect any price to come and break this top for now. So the price at 75,720 area should not be broken for now. Now the triad is complete for a wave 2 or a wave B. Then we saw another move to the downside. So this is another move to the downside, which is yet to break this point, but we are coming to break it soon. Now, because it's capping almost at this level, it's a new wave in itself. Wave 2 or B is completed by this triad here. So this is a new wave. So because it's a new wave, and it will be a 1, maybe a 3-1, or a subdivision of a 3, because if this one is 1 and this one is 2, then we are seeing the first impulse to the downside, and whatever is going up now is a correction of this wave, and that is where we are. Now, I'm going to zoom in for you to see. Now, this is A, B, and a C of the correction of the bigger wave. And I said a wave 1, A, B, C of a wave 2 or B, and the lower limit of B forming the lower limit of 1 for now, and the upper limit here is a B or 2. Then we are going down. So for now, going down here, we see these also developing in a 5 waves format: a 1, a 2 around this area, a 3-1, a 3-2, then 3-3 to 3-5 for us to finish this complete wave here. Is an impulse to the downside. Now, why are we calling these to go up the more? If this is a wave to the downside, whatever is developing here is nothing but a correction of this entire run. So we don't see whatever we are correcting here to break the top here. And we are not calling these to break down the low right now. Why? Because the first move, this is something that is like a gold. This is money here. The first move here is impulsive. So which means that the first move of this correction is impulsive. Then after this impulse, we add A, B, C to the downside to have finished this wave. So this is wave B or a wave 2. But as far as I'm concerned, I see it more as a wave B here. Now, because this is impulsive and it has traveled up in 5 waves, what you can expect to the upside is a zigzag correction of this entire run. So we are expecting a zigzag that the equal leg will go up around there. Because it's going to form a wave 2, it's either it tallies here without breaking this point here. So we don't expect that this 72 350 will be broken. The price may stall here. Now, the trick is first in trying to see what is the 100% extension of these as an A, B, and a C to the upside. The 100% extension is the least and it is the limit that you as a trader can say you want to capture. That you will expect this to go up to 127 or 123 or 161.8, it's subjective to the movement of this wave to the downside. So how much of retracement are we going to capture going up, correcting a zigzag to the upside? So invariably, whatever is going to give you, it shouldn't break the retracement of 85. Most times it will stall at 76. So what are we going to see? Is the 100% extension be at 76? Would it be at 78? Would 127 or 123 be at 78 or 76? So in that case, if 123 will still be at 78, price may negotiate beyond 100 extension of A, B to give us C. And if your 1618 will still be below 85, price may negotiate it. If your 161.8 is going to go beyond it or even beyond 90, price is not going to take 161.8. Even though zigzag may do 100, 123, 161.8, in this case, if 161.8 is going to go beyond that retracement cap for a wave 2 of this wave, it's not going to take it. See, I'm trying to let you see. The eventual direction is to the downside, but we are not done correcting. So what we are doing now, we are correcting the wave 2, and we're going to see another impulse of wave C. So now, like I told us, when this came down here, when this came down as the first wave to the downside, we saw a move of this wave 1, A, B, C of a 2. So, and the lower limit of 1 will fall here at this point, and the upper limit of 2 will be here for wave 2. Then immediately we saw another thrust and a return. So which is the first part of wave 3, second part of a return of wave 3. And before we finish wave 3, and in here, a wave 5 to 4 and 5 finished here before we started the first correction. Now, we are done with an ABC of a wave 2 of this correction. Are we going to have a double correction? It's not impossible for price to still want to correct deep and come low. It's not impossible. But the kind of price action we are seeing on the monthly suggests that this is done and is going up. It means that this is done A and a B is completed, and the C is building in 5 waves. So if B is going to build up in a 5 waves, we are seeing this as a 1 and a 2. So we don't expect price to take the low of 57800. Now, if this one is building up as the second wave of a 3, because this is like a 1 and a 2 or A and a B, and inside of the C is going to run 5 waves. This may be a 1 of that C, then a 2 of that C. We are going to break above to form a 3-1, a 3-2 to go further up. That is what we are negotiating now. Just like this. A 1, A, B, C of a 2 completed, a 3-1, a 3-2 to give 5 waves. That is the format we are going to see here. So this is done as a B or a 2. We see a 1, a 2 of C. We are going to push up to do a 3-1, a 3-2 to have a longer leg of 3, a 4, a 5 to finish C before we turn to the downside. Now, as so a matter of timing, how many months, how many years it's going to take? You now begin to see the major wave, how many months it has captured for you to tell what is going to happen. The corrective wave wastes more time. So this reached peak here in February 2021, and we got to the low here in October 2022. That's about a year and a half or thereabouts to finish this move. Now to the upside, before we corrected again, this started from February on October 22, and it went up to reach the peak here, January 23. So moving to the upside here as an impulse took 3 months to do. And to correct the B is from that January 23 till October 23. That is like 9 months. So the impulse usually will be shorter in times, in terms of time that it took. So this took 3 months. This took like 6 or 7 months to correct. And now building a 1 and a 2, this impulse did 2 months here. The correction to the downside did again like 4 or 5 months to the downside. So we are going to travel an impulse again to do a 3-1. We are going to correct a 3-2, which should be lesser than the main 2 here before we trust to the upside. So we are building it. So, but what I'm trying to tell us here is that it might take us about 3-4 months to finish a wave C. And all you can do is to know that this thing is building up and that you want to maximize your profit. You want to maximize your profit. On the monthly, we need to break this candle here, the doji here, to signify we are going up again. The day we break this point here of 63,880 tells you we are going back in an uptrend. So we are done correcting a 3-1 and 3-2. Sorry, correcting a B that we are going up. And at that point, you can confidently be looking for pullbacks to load more because you know it's going to go up. We can see all the handwriting that is going to go up. So we just want to break more resistance to the upside, have a retest. It's always easier for you to flow along the trend when you see the immediate direction is to the upside, not to the downside now. So if you're going to have a big pullback to the downside, you can sell. But for now, every pullback that you have is an opportunity for you to buy until we reach that mark of 100 extension. And you can load as multiple that you can get once you have that opportunity. You can't decide this is where wave 3, wave 2 is going to stall. You just do an area that is going to stall and watch for sign of loss of momentum before you say, okay, I think we are getting ready to launch. Now, with all I've said, let me capture it for you. All that I've said, and let me bring out my drawing to summarize. Now, we see this as 1, and the limit upper limit, the lower limit, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, A, B, C of 4 and a 5. Then this is a correction in itself that gave us a flat here in the middle here. It's a flat because this arm is not up to 100 extension of this to the upside. So we add the first a B in the middle, and a C to give us A. We add this to the downside as a B. B can be anything. and then we have a C, and we can see that this gave us a wedge. Is a wedge here, which signal change of direction. So we call it a diagonal. So that wedge is a diagonal on the higher time frame. This is the monthly time frame that I'm showing you. It's a diagonal here, and for us to come to the downside, and it's a diagonal. It's an ending diagonal, and for us to end here and have this to the downside. So the first move, A, B, C, it could be a 2, and the whole of this can be A, B. If this one now becomes an A, for now, I'm suggesting that it may be a 1 and a 2. It doesn't really matter. Now, we're supposed to have a 3 to the downside, but the 3 to the downside is not ready because is on the larger time frame. So if we're going to have a 3 to the downside, from what we have here, it means we are going to have this as the limit of from here to here. It's the first move back to B here, and this is where 100 extension is. And with 3, it's going to break this point. It's going to break this point. It might not break this point. It might not take the low, but this is 100. And if it goes past that, a 123 somewhere here, and this is 161.8, which can still be a wave 3. Or you change the character of this to an A, to a B, and a C. But once it breaches this area, it has become impulsive. So that is what we are seeing. But will it come down straight right now? No. Even though we know this is where it's coming to, no, it's not coming here now. The movement here, from here to this point here, took about 7 years. It took about 7 years to move from here to this point. So you should know that it will always take time. Likewise, you can find how many years it took each segment of this wave to form, to complete. But when it's impulsive, usually it travels in less than 2 years. This one is an impulse that did just a year to the downside here. It's an impulse. So the impulse at times, if it's not a wave C, tells us the direction of the move. So you must know that. Or when it's not a zigzag. So now we have that. I'm trying to let you see where the direction is still going, but not now. We're not coming down right now. So we now go up to what is common, what we are seeing. We saw this part in most of the trades that I showed you, I think on handle and others. So we are focusing on this area. We have finished this as a wave 1 here, A, B, C. Then we are turning down. So we are correcting. So we are shifting to this area of correction. So we are correcting this, and we are seeing this as the first move. This is a wave B or a 2. This may be a B, and that we are going to have 100 extension around this area here. The 100 extension of this wave from here to this point, back here to this point is 100. So 100 extension is going to be around 06 800 area, around that area, 600 area. Then a 123 extension is around this area, and 161.8 is very close. So price is not going to negotiate 161.8 at all. Now, the next thing we are going to see is that in terms of the retracement of the old move from up here, down here, the 61.8 is here. So price 100 extension is slightly above 61.8. We are going to be counting wave to see if it will get truncated here or it will tick exactly at 61.8. I mean, at 100 extension of A, B to C. So it's slightly above 61.8. Now we have this one, a 123 is really at 76.4. So price may take this, and at this point is 78. Blue area is 78, and this will be the area that price may still currently travel about 250 pips above 100. So invariably, what we are still looking for, we are looking for at least from here now, where we are, to this point, about 670 pips to the upside. And it's enough for you to chop. And after you chop, don't think that this is going to go up and break up, it's coming down. So we are predicting more or less 5 years movement of price in advance. That is what it is. So this is an in-depth analysis on Kiwi dollar, New Zealand, US dollar. So that is what I'm giving us. So this is the area we are working now. So we can go back to the weekly time frame. I haven't seen this. The weekly time frame to see what price is doing now. So this is the first impulse of A, and the first move to the downside, which is A here, A, B, C, to give us a B. So when you want to look at it at the end of the day, the limit of the B in between here forms the lower border of your 1 or of your A, and the upper limit here forms the upper border of your B. And your extension to the downside completes a C, an A, B, and a C. And this is also impulsive, 5-wave structure, the 4th and the 5th wave here. Probably we're not able to see 1 and 2. It's around this area. If you break down, this is weekly time frame. Then after that, what would always give it up is the impulse. To say that this one is completed, see an impulse again of the first move. So we're now trying to do a wave C. So this is the first impulse, and you can see another correction, A, B, C, to finish here. I have some order around this area, and I have order around this area now. So this had gone up, and this for us is enough as the second wave of the 3. So for us, this is a 1, and this is a 2 of that wave C, and we are beginning to see a wave 3, maybe 3-1, a 3-2, and a 3-3 is going to break up, probably have a 4 and a 5 around there. And if it travels, we are going to look at the loss of momentum to tell if it's going to get here or it's going to get stalled around this area. That is all we can do. Of course, we will continue to plot the extensions of this wave to find out if it's going to stall here or it's going to come up here. So that's what we are seeing now. Now, looking at this on the weekly is an in-depth analysis for you to know the direction now. So we need to break above here first now. So we need to take out 62,260. So once we take that out, we know we can have a possible correction to the downside. For now, this may still want to turn to the downside on the weekly, may still want to come down more, because this is a consolidation around this area. Forget about the this candle. This candle does not make any sense. It doesn't really make any sense to me. It doesn't really matter. Price may still want to come around this area and use this as a support, or this area as a support. But for now, on the much lower time frame, we are seeing that price may be done and trying to break up, but we need to take this out first. Once we take it out, we know. So giving you a tight stop loss here is very good. So if price should come down and break it, price is not yet ready to go down. It will only correct much deeper for you to grab an opportunity to buy again. So this impulse here tells us that is the direction now. We are seeing a build-up of a zigzag, and that should not confuse you. And don't now take this as the price is going ever up. No. Now, going back to the daily, I'm going to end soon. To the daily, what information can we pick here? The information we can pick here is that this is a 1 of a C, a 2 of a C, and this is like a 3-1 and we are seeing a 3-2, probably we're going to see a 3-3 going up. If price is not able to go down deep, usually it tells us that what is building up is high impulse. It's going to be very impulsive. That means price is not even able to push down again. It's going to be very explosive to the upside, and that is what it's looking like. So we are seeing that this one had done a 1 and a 2, and we are seeing in a subdivision of another 5 waves going to the upside. This one had gone like a 5 waves to the upside and finish up this one as a triangle. It's not a triangle really. It's not a triangle really. So what we had here is after the inside of the third wave. This is the fourth of the third wave. This is wave 5. Then we now add a wave 4. Wave 3 finished here. 3, 4 of a 3, and 5 of a 3 finished here. We now add an A, B, C of wave 4. So the A to the downside, the B to the upside, and the C, which is a true reflection of an impulse, which may have fooled everybody or fooled anybody to finish this as a C of 4. Then we now have wave 5. So this completed this as an impulse. Then we add an A, B, and a C. So if we are going to have a double correction, we are going to see that here. But the way it's going up, still in an impulse, we had an A, B, another C, which is an impulsive. C always an impulse. C as impulse, C as impulse. It should not confuse you. So if we are going to go up, we need to take up this one. So once we break above here, and we break above here, we are going up again. So, but what we can see is that we are gradually going up again. So we are picking and taking our opportunity from here. This is where we have picked an opportunity now, and our stop loss is around this area. So let's begin to see how we go up from here. So on the 4-hour time frame, what can we see? We are still building momentum to the upside. My advice to you trading, if you really want to maximize, once you have an opportunity of a good position, keep it. All we can do is to look for when we break structure and we are having a correction, deep correction, let's take position. We can have like 5 positions as we are going up. And at the right time, we relinquish all these positions. That is the trick of trading and compounding your profit. Then if we are going to have a deep correction, like a 2, the way we had it here, and if you're able to see it on time, it will tell us. One good thing that you enjoy being on my hub is that we do daily update. You won't see anybody, they can give you, online, a YouTube can give you a bias, but nobody will do a daily update. And that's why we are training and we are teaching here. Very soon, all this extensive training is going to stop. I'm going to stop it on YouTube too, because it's money and I'm doing it for free. So I haven't said that we are looking for price to push more to the upside, and that is what I'm saying here. So if you go to the much lower time frame, you will see it. We are seeing building up here. Let me go to where I'd marked for you to see what is building up there. Now, I will continue to count the structure in that area to see what is giving us. So we continue to count the structure in that area as is building up in this area. So we are seeing a wave 5 A, B, C here, a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to the upside, a deeper pullback of 2 again to the downside here, which of course will be a deeper pullback, and we are going up. We need to take up this, and once we take up this, then we are going there. Then we continue to, once we take up this one, it means that we are going up again. So which now tells you this is a 1, a 2, and we are probably clicking 100, a 161.8 here. That tells us that it's the third wave here. So we're going to build in this cycle of this turquoise blue of a 1 and a 2 to 5 before we have an opportunity to have a deeper pullback again to launch bigger ones again. So that's how to do it. That's how to do it. I think with that, I'm going to end this video. Bye.